I've been a student before. My days at Graduate School of Management, after my SSC, in our time, we had to wait for some 2 years before going to the university because of the strike actions and all. And I recall back in the days, we were at a hostel called Accra House in La. The campus for the professional program was at Kanda, just by the GBC flat. And two things happen. When they are coming for fees, you have to run away and come into the lecture room later. Sometimes the vigilance will be said that you can't even go at all. And then from there you would have to get a taxi to your hostel, join Trotro. And when I tell people that we the boys, we could walk all the way, walk through, pass through Laboni, and then find our way into La. People think it's not true, but that was a reality. And that time also, you could buy kinky, but you could not afford fish. And you know, in Labadia, when you don't buy fish, they call it kinam. Those of you can speak Ga. And then you dare demand for the black shito. That was for want of a better word, luxury. Yeah? If you dare demand for the black pepper when you know you didn't buy fish, what a woman would do to you, you will regret. If you don't buy kinam, abahabo shito, if you know the red one, that one they can give to you. And then when you get into the hostel, you know the ladies, because they will be going and coming, you have to find out whether they have some stew for you. So we've seen life a bit. So when people talk about poverty, I know what it is. And then when I was at UCC, at Casford Hall, you know, some of our colleagues who were really coming from very difficult homes, some could eat once every 2 days. I saw it with my physical eyes, and it was not easy. I found my way to Buckingham University, and when in very difficult times you would have to go and work. In fact, from Buckingham to Brackleyfield, there was a time that I had no money at all. My fees, I had to work, you know, go and do this, the care home, the old age home. And throughout the night you will not sleep. You have to stay awake and take care of those old ladies. Then you can be earning your £7 an hour and all. The rest of the story, when the cameras are off, I'll share with you. This is because of social media. You are careful what to say, because there are things you would want to say to advise and to encourage you, but it gets misconstrued. So when I see you in private, I will discuss some more. So young men and women, 33 of you, I just want you to know that I'm offering a helping hand. Take advantage of it. Learn, build capacity, and move on. Life has never been easy. It is rough. But with your determination, your faith in God, trust me, no danger can ensue. And that is why Ngugi wa Thiong'o wrote in his book, Weep Not Child, said, weep not my darling, with these cases let me remove your tears. The ravaining clouds shall not long possess the skies, they shall not long be victorious. So have that at the back of your mind. Out of you will be MPs, ministers, presidents someday. Out of you will be great businessmen. You know, as for this joke, if it gets out, I don't really mind. Recently, I was telling my kids, I said, oh, when I started life, some of my mates that I wanted to marry, and their parents say no. Today they regret. Because my daughter told me that, oh, she went to somebody's home, a very prominent person's home, and the person said, oh, your dad is very intelligent. Then I said, don't mind her. At the time, if she knew how my future would be, she would have allowed me to take her daughter. But I was too skinny and she couldn't see the blessing ahead. So same to you, young men. Life is like that. The Frenchman says, c'est la vie. Take it easy. You go through difficult times. Look, my dad lost his job at 39, went into exile. My stepfather, he was so much into MPP politics, he was sacked or demoted and made a watchman at Pomazi Pottery. My mom was a pupil teacher, lost her ways, and I saw poverty. But here am I. It took the benevolence of the parents of my friends, you know, to get me to secondary school. And finally, even in the final year, it was Parkway Syndrome's bursary. You know, he set up a bursary for someone who could break his record. He was a very good student in government and history or so. So he brought a bursary that anybody who could break his record would benefit from that. So I would say it was competition. It wasn't something that was for a poor but brilliant student. You could be from a rich room. Once you break his record, you benefit. That is what saved me. Else there wouldn't have been money to pay for my final year fees and SSC registration. So please don't give up. Don't give up. You, the ladies, the temptation is there. Sometimes you ask, why me? Be easy. God has so many ways of opening doors. Never give up on yourself. Each day has its own promises. Difficult times would come. At 47, I know what I'm talking about. So take this serious and relax. Most of you are depressed without knowing you are depressed. Take it easy. Take it easy. You get there. Is that okay? It's also a great pride for me to be supporting one of my own. You know, those of us with mixed blood. My dad, an Aloman, a pure Aloman from Yakonope and Chairman. He was a young agric officer who came to Winneba on transfer and met my beautiful mom, a fancy woman. And they had two of us, my big sister and I. So I'm a fancy and low boy. Sometimes people say, but why is that your fancy is taking the better part of you? I say, well, at least from Winneba, I was sent to Chiame to live with my grandma for some time, and I was brought back. I couldn't get anybody to spek ever with, so at the time I could get somebody to speak with, I was in St. Augustine's. So don't blame me. It's really not my fault. But I still remember home, and it's always a great sense of pride finding myself amongst my own Voltarians. So, Vosa, thank you for reaching out. I have 33 names, Selassie, all the way to Matthias Makafui Odu. All right, so I'm told 26 of you are here, and okay, they've enveloped everything. Okay, so my dear students, I think we got the full list, and the total support for your fees comes up to 105,000. So I have it all here. I would hand it over to Mr. President, and then he would in turn ensure that you receive it and then you pay your fees. This is just a beginning, and always knock on my door and I'll be there for you. And thank your colleagues who are in leadership for also at least reaching out to me to start this relationship. And when they came to me, I actually told them that many years ago I started this relationship with the UUW Volta Student Association, and some of them abused the relationship by taking money and not paying the fees of their colleagues. And he told me that, senior, we have a very transparent system and we will never let you down. So once we continue, I know most of you coming from the Volta region or even being Voltarians but in Accra, your parents are going through struggle to get you there. So I will continue to do my bit so that I support. But don't let yourself down and don't let me down and don't abuse it. So thank you very much, Mr. President.